everyone. Welcome to our Wild Robot movie review. And of course, we just come out of the theaters and we just watched this bad boy. And basically, people have been talking about this. That it's saying like it is the animation of the year. And is this basically going to be the best one of the year so far? I don't know, because there's a lot of people talking about it. So let's go find out, and I'm going to pass it to the boy, because apparently I think he likes this one.
I really do, actually.
Is this actually the best animation of the year? Like people are saying, like spreading it
the problem, I haven't seen Inside Out 2, which is allegedly, allegedly that's the big movie of the year for animation, I think.
Yeah.
I just like this one. I mean, I think DreamWorks nailed it. I like Puss in Boots a lot.
DreamWorks? Actually, this is Universal Studio.
No, this is DreamWorks.
It's DreamWorks.
DreamWorks?
This is DreamWorks. Bro, in the ending, they show Shrek. Or in the beginning.
Is Universal.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yes, but yeah. This is their little new IP thing that they did. After the flops they had with Teenage Kraken and whatever other movie they had. Like, it was starting to look bad for them. Again, after Puss in Boots did well, then they took 2 steps back. So who knows whatever the next one is. But this movie was shot well. I thought it had a pretty simple, easy story. It wasn't over the top. It had likable characters. It had really good shots and a really good soundtrack. So I really enjoyed this movie. I thought the length was perfect. It wasn't too long and it wasn't too short. Kids movie. Just I thought a really good one. I don't know about you. What's wrong?
I swear to God, I thought DreamWorks was separate.
It's bothering.
It is bothering the shit out of me. You're right. But holy shit.
Yeah, that's why
that mind blown me. Okay.
Yeah, so it was. I don't know if it was by the same group that made.
It's the same person who made Lilo and Stitch. The people who made How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon. And there was another one. I think it was about caveman people. I forgot what it was called.
Croods.
The Croods.
Was that good?
It was really good. That's what people were talking about it. They loved it.
But point being is, once when Puss in Boots came out, they released 2 other movies that did not perform well.
No, they did not.
And then I was just reading like an article about them, like the DreamWorks. They're like getting worried again that they're making bad movies again. Yeah. Because it was Kung Fu Panda that flopped.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda was the one that flopped.
Yeah, and Teenage Kraken.
Which one?
Remember Teenage Kraken?
Oh yeah, and Megamind.
What do you mean Megamind?
They made a second movie, but it was on streaming service.
Oh, no way. Oh, you did mention that actually.
I was pissed. I was one of the only fans that were upset. They did a second movie. And they did a TV show after that, and they just completely butchered the franchise. It completely, whatever like hope that fans had for that movie, they butchered it. So there's no way they'll bring that back.
It's over.
It is over. And I'm a big fan of that. It's like one of those people that have like those final hope for it. It's gone. Same thing for Monster vs. Alien. I'm one of those people that have hope, but they killed it off with the
Was
TV
that DreamWorks?
series. That is DreamWorks.
Oh, okay.
But they keep killing their underperforming franchises. And that's what's sad about it. But at least they're doing something.
At least they're doing new stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, while we're on the topic.
Sorry, I had to say some things with there.
No, while you're at it, I guess I want to add something. Are they making another Ice Age? Did Disney buy the rights or something? I thought I read something about that.
No, I thought they butchered it. But
No, but I couldn't have sworn I heard they were making like another Ice Age or like a reboot or something. I don't know.
Whatever. If it happens, we'll be back here to tell you about it. So go ahead, boy. Yeah. Go ahead, continue.
I think I said what I had to say. Simple movie, beautiful movie, shot well, looked good. Once again, I think it was probably the better animations of the year or whatever animation that's been coming out. I feel like Disney has the same goddamn CGI animation they do. They try making it look pretty. It's already been done. It looks like a reskin of something else. Like Moana or Inside Out 2 with their big heads and shit. But that's Pixar.
Keep the same. They want to be
aesthetic.
Consistent in their like aesthetic for Disney, so they never change how it looks.
Like,
which is really annoying.
When we're watching The Wild Robot, there's a scene where he's telling the little story.
Oh yeah.
Remember, like, and it became like a paint, like it looked like wet paint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the star and stuff like that. Like, it's creative, very It's eye appealing. You look at it, you watch it, you like it. These other movies, I don't know, like Despicable Me, they have a certain look. The blue sky, the bright colors, you know.
Yeah.
it needs to have that shading and stuff like that. But
Absolutely.
Again, I'm a big fan of this film. I like this film. I think people should go see this film. Moving on to you or Ocean.
Go ahead, Ocean. You're next.
Yeah, I thought it was really pretty. I really liked it. I liked the story. I liked the way they showed kind of what happened in this world and just like shots. Like they showed San Francisco underwater or something. I liked those things. The pacing was a little bit too fast, and I wish they slowed down at some points. It was kind of like ADHD kids movie vibe at some points, and I didn't like some of the characters, but I really like how they go into like kind of darker humor, where Disney wouldn't touch that
Anymore,
like
at
about
least.
death and stuff for kids.
It kind of got me a chuckle here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really pretty. I like the design of the robot, how she was kind of like creepy and had all these like different arms sometimes, and yeah, I really liked it. It was good.
No, there you go.
Yeah, the design of the robot, I think, was probably had to be one of the most important designs because they had no facial features really, except the eyes.
Right.
What do you think?
All right, so let me get you a little history behind this wild robot, because it is true. It was basically off of books, which
I
it was
did hear
illustrated,
something, yeah.
which of course it is created by Peter Brown, and he created 3 books from this. It is, the first one is The Wild Robot. The second one is The Wild Robot Escapes, and then the other one is going to be The Wild Robot Protects. So this could be basically it could be a trilogy movie if it does really good in the box office, if it actually succeeds. Because basically what I guess they're kind of trying to do is spread it by the word of mouth, because I don't think I saw that much advertisement going around
For the wild robot?
for the Wild Robot. I don't barely see it.
Okay.
What I see more is the Joker.
Well-
That's what I see more of advertising. And hopefully they don't get clouded by that and kind of just forget about it. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. It's just that Joker's a big name. And
Exactly.
especially since the first one came out. I mean, you had a lot of movies that did just come out.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So this movie could get buried alive.
I mean, right now it's doing good because it came out before Joker.
Yeah, exactly. But can you imagine the
It
momentum?
beat Transformers. Transformers started doing good.
Well, Transformer.
No, it's now it's doing better.
You think so?
Yeah, globally, they almost made at least broke even slightly.
They gotta pass it, but to
I
make
know,
a profit.
I know, but they broke even at the moment. But the Wild Robot, I think, was less, and it's doing a lot better. And they want to do a trilogy on
The Wild Robot?
No,
Oh.
Transformers.
Transformers.
But
I don't think
assume-
they're gonna do it.
I assume with the Wild Robot, they might do they might actually do it because right now I think it's performing well on the box office.
Yeah, if it does perform very well, they could get the illustration books from like just a trilogy.
Yeah, because right now, from what I saw, it was basically Beetlejuice, the Wild Robot, and Transformers that were really going against each other before the Joker came out. But
Yeah.
by the looks of it, it looks like people were there and watching the Wild Robot from what you and I seen.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, absolutely. So this could become a big full-fledged trilogy if it really wants to. If not, I think it could end right there. I think it's a perfect good send-off. But we'll break it down in spoilers.
So, this is just like one little example, so this couldn't be accurate. I don't know how well it was advertised. I don't have ads on anything, so I never get ads. But my cousin saw this movie, and she never goes to the movies, so I feel like it was advertised. But that's just one little example. So.
No, so I think it was better advertised than the Teenage Kraken one because we did see it. So we've at least seen movies in theaters a little bit, and they would at least play the trailer. And then every time that trailer would play, at least online and stuff like that, people would be like, that looks good. Like, I want to check that movie out. It's like Astrobot. When they played Astrobot, they're like, this looks cool. I want to play it. That's what I think the Wild Robot was too.
Yeah, when we saw that trailer, we like made note to see that because I was like, "That's a good trailer."
Like,
Yeah,
it
but-
was a good trailer, and it was. Really
But
good
remember,
movie.
like sometimes an advertisement could take you so far,
I
and
know.
sometimes the word of mouth is the only way to spread something.
I mean,
it just depends what they do.
I did notice as we were getting closer to the release of the film, though, that the advertisement did seem like to drop. And
Yeah,
it did look like they relied on reviews and word of mouth.
Yeah, so basically, yes, this movie is doing fantastically, hopefully well. We don't know what the budget is because they're not going to tell us the budget. But right now in the box office, they're doing at least $61.8 million. I don't know if that's really good or not.
That's probably not.
Yeah, exactly, because I think they do have big names
Yeah.
like Mark Wahlberg.
He was in it?
I think I did.
No, I know Pedro Pascal.
Or was it Luke Skywalker? What was his name?
Oh,
Oh,
Mark.
Mark
Yeah, but he
Hamill.
was barely in it.
Yeah, he was the bear, but I did like that, and I
Yeah.
did notice, and I was like, yeah, that's him.
Well, I didn't know Pedro Pascal was the fox.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was pretty clever. They do have big names, and this is the problem if they overblew their budget.
Yeah.
But that is a problem if they do, because that means they wouldn't make that much money in the box office, and they're not going to have that much to spend on the sequel. They'll be seeing this as a loss, and that's pretty bad. And so, yeah, I do like the visuals of this movie. I do like some of the things of this movie that I enjoy, like the robot. I love the fox. But there is a lot of things that the movie kind of punched me out of it. Like, it's one of those movies, like, I thought, like, there was not going to be that much talking because I only saw the first trailer. It was like that moment where the boy saw this dinosaur movie and you thought it was the animation of just the dinosaurs just, like, living their own life. But until when you start seeing the last trailer of the ending, they start finally talking and you go, like, I don't want to see the movie anymore.
I could see why. But...
So I thought it was going to be something similar to this. I thought it was going to be like, the robot just trying to discover how basically kind of to live. It does say like it does live with the environments with the animals, but I was hoping that the animals wouldn't talk. But that was just me, and I do have a lot of nitpicks with this film, and it did kind of brought the film down for me because when I started thinking a little bit too much of it, and I was like, I don't like where this is going, but I feel like there's a lot of things in the plot kind of got mixed with. Like with the raising of the baby birdie, how he has to go basically fight off. I'll talk more in spoilers what I mean. But there is some things that I do enjoy about it. I do like the humor here. I do like the relationship of, like a mother and basically kind of son kind of thing. I like friendship as well. And there is some things that, does bring down the movie for me. Yeah, but either way, I still enjoy it to enough that I think it is an alright film. And I think it is, I'm going to do the verdicts right now, it is going to be for me a C+ film.
I give it an A. I really like the movie.
I gave it a B. Solid B.
B?
Yeah.
Alright, that's good. So no A+ from you? Did anything hold it back for you guys or not really? Like what was the negatives for you guys?
At first, I didn't want them. I would like maybe if they didn't talk, but after they started talking, I was like, okay, that's fine. I didn't like the Fox character, and it was.
I
Just
think he was the best one.
Yeah, it was just too fast paced. There was too much going on. I wish they would have slowed down and had a little bit less plot there. Yeah, maybe
Just
had some more
show a little
introspective-
bit more. I think of like the wild. I mean,
Yeah, because I do want to get into what exactly was happening. It does go fast.
Yeah,
In
and-
some cases, I was just like, and there was like heart moments that I did felt a little bit, but it gets immediately taken out because after they start using humor in the wrong places. It reminds me like Transformers,
yeah, it did.
like how Bumblebee just says a funny line out of nowhere when there's something serious going on. It's
They
kind of
need
like
to,
this.
movies need to stop doing that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, can I just breathe in this kind of
Yeah.
emotion so I could feel something,
Yeah.
and then later down the line you can start making jokes. But
it's like the Marvel humor.
yeah, exactly. It just went on, and I'm like, oh, damn it. But yeah,
I prefer more of like I don't know, because it's a kids movie. I prefer more of like a natural take on like the wilderness. Like I don't really like how all the animals are friends. Like it's kind of cheesy to me, and it's a
they
kids movie.
kind
so,
of explain that a little bit.
yeah, I just like Princess Mononoke, for example. Like as a wilderness movie, I love that movie, and they could have done something where it was, I don't know, but this is how they want to tell it. It's more of a kids movie, I guess. So
Yeah,
but
so.
Time.
Exactly. It's like not we don't like the film. It just it has its moments and it does have its flaws. We could see that, or at least I could see that. And there's some problems with the film that kind of holds it down. Like I could tell you more than a lot of scenes that it did punch me out of it. But yeah, either way, I give it definitely a C+. It was almost there. I almost felt it. But if they're gonna make a sequel out of this, if they actually make it in the the box office and people goes and the word of mouth actually does pretty good, we'll see what happens. But if you guys want to hear our explanation why we either like it or we kind of don't think it's a high level film of the new, of this year animation. I think it's okay. I don't think it's gonna be the best. I think if people are saying that is true, I think what do you call that, Inside Out 2? I think that's probably the best one. I gotta go see that film, but
No, I don't know.
I didn't see it. That's why.
I didn't see it.
I
but
heard people loved it.
Yeah,
so.
I kept on seeing
I've heard that also, like, a lot of people love it, but a lot of people thought it was just, like, a little bit overrated. I also don't like Pixar animation.
I
don't
just
know, I
heard
feel like
that
this
they
one
try
was
to
way
gay down
prettier.
the main
Oh,
character.
yeah, that's why exactly. Like people were like respecting, I guess that.
That's probably why, but apparently, like, yeah, they're like, can you make her not too gay?
Oh.
That's what apparently that the graphics
Yeah, that's what I said.
designer
Less,
did.
yeah,
Oh.
stuff like that. All right, so either way, we'll see you guys on the spoilers. But until then, we'll see you on the next movie review. All right, later, guys.
Later.
All right, spoilers.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so there is some things that I did not appreciate this film, especially with the predators. Basically, the animals kind of being friends and going like, like that. What I kind of loved about this scene is when they started attacking each other when he had them all together. The robot.
Oh, in the
thing, because I was kind of wondering, it's like, there's no way these animals will just get along so easily, and that's the only part where I'm like, oh, okay, I appreciate them fighting it out in that tiny little wooden ice whatever like home there. What do you call it, like the log place?
Yeah.
Their home, and
The
they just
shelter.
started almost killing each other, but nobody really died.
yeah.
They were just panicking. And that's like one of the scenes I was like, okay, I appreciate that. But there's some scenes that some of these characters kind of came out of nowhere. Like, let's talk about like the eagle who just came up, or the duck. What was it, like the grandfather of duck?
It's like long beak or something.
Yeah, and he just came out of nowhere and says, "I've been watching you for a while." And I was like, "Wait, what
he
are you
did come out of
talking
nowhere,
about?
but I think he had the best dialogue in the whole film.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, he was good.
Yeah.
I just was hoping that I know this is headcanon, whatever. I would rather have him be the one kind of disrespecting the duck. Like, you're never gonna make it. You're just a duck. You should stay with the robot. You're not belonging here with your kind. Instead of having the 3 ducks that are bullying him, it would have been more impact for him, because at least he would be in the story already. And then he could probably change his mind when he sees him proving himself. And it just goes like, you know what? I was wrong. You're actually doing this a lot better than I expected. And I want you to be by my side.
Nah, I don't think.
I think it would have been better that way. Because obviously he just came out of nowhere. And
Yeah, he
I
did,
just see it
but,
like, what?
It's okay. I don't.
There's another scenes too that after like realizing it, it's the farm place. You know where the humans have farms,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they call them like contamination, and they start blasting the dogs. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's their
What
food. They're going through
What,
there.
what are you
Did
talking
you not see the corn?
about? So you're telling me if, let's just say for example, a bug or a fly gets in, they just go like contaminate it, start destroying
do we not
everything?
kill bugs when they come near?
Don't
our
get
food?
me wrong. You could easily clean the stuff. I'm pretty sure their technology is way beyond.
I mean, they weren't trying to kill them at first.
Well,
They were destroyed. They were
No,
shooting
not
them.
at first.
in this world, the humans destroyed almost the whole planet, so I could believe that they would
Did
kill
they?
some
I feel like they
animals.
just try to get the robot any means possible because they see that as a threat.
No. She meant like in general.
Oh, they destroyed everything?
Yeah, like
'cause
outside
it
the
was
world.
like a well, they didn't even really show. Did they even show humans?
They did, but they just showed it
barely.
like in a video package saying these robots change your lives.
Yeah, so that could have been the past. Like this
Yeah.
is like a future where like what's it called? Like the Earth is like pretty much uninhabitable for the most part.
Yeah, it's habitable. There's living things around the world.
Yeah,
Well,
no, but
but
the
this
city
takes place
is
in an
underwater
island.
and like
An island. Well, we don't know that. That's a thing.
Well, knowing human track record.
Well, yeah, but I don't buy it. I don't buy them like they just bring out a killing
They're like-
robot machine ready to blast them.
Yeah, what do you mean?
It's a
Goose!
It's
You
an
don't want to eat?
apocalyptic movie.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I could go for hunting for goose, but I'm not gonna bring out a death machine robot legitly destroying the crops and almost like the
Well,
outside.
did you not
containment.
see what was going on?
You know
Their
they were-
ships
they were
were
blowing-
falling down.
They were blowing holes in their own like facility. I was like, wait, what? Ain't that supposed to be like keeping?
They're trying to complete the task. kill the goose. It was trying to kill the goose.
I could understand scaring them off, or at least try to capture them, but blasting them?
They were trying to capture them.
At first, and then they just went killer mode.
Because they started destroying everything. Because they
were
panicked.
panicking.
Exactly.
But it's just funny to me, and especially when that Father the Goose guy kind of sacrificed himself.
He fucking got cooked.
I laughed. I was like, what happened? And you're telling me that he takes over and somehow leads them to salvation.
There's a bunch of groups.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but he's the one who leads them to their nesting ground. And I'm like, I don't think
Why not?
that's how it works. You would think another one, but
It's Rudolph.
no. No, I don't buy it. I don't buy that. I don't buy the
What?
where all the animals would be able to communicate with each other. I don't buy it.
Of course we don't buy it, but it's a kid's movie.
Exactly.
You have to buy it from a kid's perspective. You can't see that as an adult
I
perspective.
understand that, but you could do it in a better elaborate thing.
I mean, I'm sure you can, but
yeah, exactly.
that
Don't
it's
get me
going to take
wrong.
longer for this film to come out, and the big guys upstairs are not going to want any more delays on something like this.
Well, you could do it
especially
like
with the
in
amount
a-
of flops they had with
You
the
could
last two
do it
movies.
in the most basic stuff. Maybe like when the data gets caught in the robot and it could spray some water, whatever, so everybody could communicate with each other. And I'll be like, you know what? Fuck
I'm
it.
sorry, what?
Yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is like maybe it could do some sort of like scanning thing that all the animals could basically start communicating with each other. I think it would have been more interesting that way instead of just going like all these animals could talk to each other. Like, are you serious?
Well, I mean, in real life, animals can communicate, whether it's like tones or movement.
That
No,
the
I'm just
mom-
saying
You're talking
the
about communication.
Oh, your
Just
communication.
like that, the way that they're portraying that is through language, because that's how the robot can hear them, because
I can
the
understand
robot-
the robot understanding every single language.
Yeah, so like they all had their own languages. That's why she was learning all the languages.
But do you think the animals could communicate with another duck and then a fox
that's what I'm saying.
communicating with the monk?
It just because it's not like in a language like how we understand, animals can still like communicate to other animals like with tone, like they understand our tone, and like with our like how our what's it called,
You mean body
language and stuff like that. So I think it's just because the robot translated all their languages and is hearing them in English pretty much for us to hear. But yeah, that's just
See, now you're trying. See, it's a hard sell. Like for
Well,
me, for me,
mean,
it would have
it
been
makes-
amazing. Like it did some sort of unique kind of way that, let's just say, for example, the fox didn't have no idea communicating with other animals, and then once the robot figured out how to, everybody could communicate with each other. The fox would go like let's just say communicating with one of the mongoose and just goes like,
You wanted to be like Finding Nemo, where speaking whale.
yeah, pretty much like that. That would have been awesome. But you know what I mean? Like basically them talking to each other would be a unique way. And that's how they could basically start improving themselves as like a one unit of a herd. What do you call them? Like herd?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So it would have been better that way because they wouldn't know what to communicate with, but they already did off the bat. And then that's how they would have understand each other. Like, no, we need to stick together and survive. We don't supposed to kill each other. But obviously, if they didn't know how to communicate, it just, survival instincts at that point.
I feel like that's too much, and like the most interesting
But
part
they
of the
could be
story
really
is-
creative with it.
They
Yeah,
can.
Like a
but-
spray in the air, or basically the robot could do something like a little scanner that everybody could communicate if the robot is near with everybody, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like it could have been creative, and I would
Like
have been
Google
like, "Holy
Translate.
shit!" Like that would have been amazing.
It could have been, but
But they didn't do it.
you want to add an extra 10 minutes to the film, I see.
Well, that would have been fine
It's, I mean,
because they could take away some things out of the film that was.
yeah,
very
I mean, you're
necessary.
absolutely right. They definitely can take some things away from the film.
Yeah, it just there were some unnecessary parts that it's just not that very good. But go ahead, boy. What else do you think that was kind of like something that's kind of a nitpick for you?
Well, again,
It's kind of hard because you actually enjoyed the film
Yeah,
more than
I
I
did.
did. So, like, is there anything that you kind of liked?
I mean, you're right with the random, like, the hawk, that them being, like, kind of randomly
And the goose
implemented.
coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And here's
But,
another thing
it's
that I
fine.
have another kind of wondering if they kind of toss that plot away because they kind of realize that things were getting mushed in with another plot. Is do you realize where the what do you call it, the baby duck, or the duck when it was trying to learn how to fly, when he fell into the water, there was another goose there, but it was a female goose. Like it felt like it was gonna be like a romantic kind of thing.
No, just because there's a female goose.
Well, but
doesn't-
that's what it looked like
Okay.
it was headed.
Well, but it's just the problem is
but
a lot
it
of
never. But yeah, but it never went that far.
No, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just that a lot of these cartoon movies do that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I was surprised they didn't do that.
I'm glad they didn't do
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I'm happy they didn't do it because it would have been so much things to be put in there. But I liked how they kind of just went like, well, we're going to do this, but never mind, we're not going to do it because we already had to focus on two other more things on this movie. Like, it was an idea that was planted and never went back to it.
Maybe if they make like a sequel.
Yeah, so
You know,
maybe it could be.
sequels, they're the all the rage these days.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, those are like one of my big nitpicks. I know I have other ones too, but I don't want to make this an hour more longer than it has to be. Yeah, but go ahead, Ocean. Do you have anything that you want to talk about this?
I liked a lot of the different ideas this movie had. Like obviously it's kind of a take on Ugly Duckling and like nature versus nurture and AI and if they can actually feel if she's becoming to have her own like ideas or wills. I liked like the wilderness in contrast with technology and how they were kind of fighting technology and technology destroyed the woods. I really thought that was pretty too, like the purple fire. So yeah, my nitpick is just that they could have delved into these interesting ideas more and had less action, and that's what I think, because I really thought it was interesting in those aspects.
Because I think there is some things that they could have worked on just a little bit more. Maybe some good ideas there here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie per se, but
it feels like they had a bunch. They did a brainstorm. They had a bunch, and they picked what was the safest. Decided on to try to stick with that.
Well, it feels like maybe the action parts are maybe like higher ups, like telling them, "Hey, you need to have some more
That
like
too.
action in here."
Yeah,
That's
probably.
usually the case. I don't know if that's
It-
the case, but
well,
usually it
or they
is.
could have got from the books and basically it made sense for, you know, a 12-year-old reading it, or should I say an 8-year-old, and going like, oh, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, but you don't. Like if you're reading it to like an 8-year-old, they don't really care about
well,
action
of course,
that
of
much.
course.
They're more interested in like the kind of the story, like
Characters.
the characters, the how
naturally
pretty they
characters.
look, like the colors, what they say and do.
Yeah, exactly.
Not necessarily kill a robot, Transformers.
And you like it how a duck, what do you call it, like a duck's, you know, swarming a spaceship made out of metal, and they're kind of churning the ship around and smashing into the hardened glass, and then one of them breaks into
Did you
it.
not see his new diving ability?
That was amazing. It went straight through that windshield like a piece of glass, and I loved it. I was like, and the only thing he broke was a wing. So what did he do? The beak didn't collide with it, or he collided with his wing?
I think collided with his wing if it was broken.
So I was just like,
I mean,
curious.
that move's effective. I'm just saying.
It was effective enough.
I mean, in real life with hawks in general, that's how they one-shot their kills.
Oh yeah, and I did. Okay, so obviously I'm not gonna nitpick anymore there because obviously I have plenty. But what I did like about this film is, for sure, is the fox. I actually enjoyed him. I thought he was gonna be annoying at first, but I wish they kind of made his character a little bit more slimy or a little bit more foxy. They kind of did it, but I was hoping just a little bit more because I felt like he kind of earned their trust a little too fast.
I mean, the robot
He
was
just
too
felt like
trusting.
a
The thing is,
Zootopia knockoff.
I was about to say that I don't need another
Zootopia.
Zootopia knockoff character. That's a problem. He's a fox, and he was very sly.
Yeah.
This isn't about the character with mainly those two characters.
Yeah.
It was mainly about Roz and the duck.
But I was hoping that, you know, like maybe the fox, just a little bit of a nudge. Like let's just say when the robot was going to sleep, and basically instead of the fox just going on its lap, it was gonna eat the kid. but then realize, like, you know, let's just say the kid goes like, "Are you my friend?" And then he stops himself like that.
Okay, that would have been. I guess.
Yeah, so it would have been nice because it would have been like, oh, like he's changing him like his ways. But I guess it's a little too much, right? Yeah. So
I mean, they could have.
done that.
They could have done that. I actually
Yeah,
think
so-
it would have also helped kind of.
yeah, justify his
The-
turnover.
Well, not just his, but everyone else in
But
the scene.
I feel like in that situation, like he was kind of being smart because he was able to use Roz to get all the food he wanted.
He
So
still
why
wanted
would
to
he
eat the kid though.
Yeah, but why would he eat it if he's promised basically endless food by being with Roz and using her?
Well, at that point, remember she said like, "I'll do any task no matter what." He just didn't care. He just wanted to eat anything at that point. Yeah, and
Yeah.
obviously, if he eats a kid, she'll have a new objective. All right, so what's my next objective? We're gonna have breakfast in the morning. Let's go hunt some more ducks. So that's what it's gonna happen. If he actually went through with it, but he didn't. Because of, you know, of a story.
Well, yeah, but she's obligated
That's
to
why-
protect them anyways because of her task.
But remember, she was shutting down, so she couldn't. She was the duck was defenseless during that time, and I was just hoping just a little nudge from the fox to go like and justifying a little bit more that he wouldn't eat the kid anymore. Like, you know what, you are my friend.
Yeah, that would have been probably.
Damn, I
nice.
should be a writer. No, just kidding. No, okay. So what else after that? So what else after that? Like, you know, like the robot, right? You guys love her, right? Like she's a, you know, good, very motherly caretaker. There you go. Like they think her motives were justifying. Like, you know, like all it takes is what do you call those, possums, to tell her what to do.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I like the possums.
Yeah,
I thought they're one of the better things in the film.
Yeah.
I like how they played dead and shit. I thought it was funny.
They're so cute. Yeah, I liked the story with her and what is it? A duck or
It's like a goose.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Goose going to, you know, had 3 objectives, right? Like basically she needs to find a food, she needs to learn how to fly, and what was the third one?
No,
Be
swim
out by
and
Oh,
fly.
water.
swim and fly.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what she needed to do to keep that baby duck alive.
Yeah.
If it not, it perishes. But to be honest, it doesn't really need to because all it cares is about her, really. She's the one who could take care of him and build winter around it, and they'll just come back, the goose. But I guess it just wanted to be with its own kind.
Yeah.
So,
Because she was basically writing her wrong mistake by accidentally killing.
and there was this one scene that I thought it was years that went by, but it was just like, what was it, like a month or something, or maybe days? You know, when she was trying to learn the languages?
Oh.
I think it implied like weeks.
Weeks, right?
It would have to be at least weeks because she had growth on her.
Yeah, I was hoping like years.
They
Like
could.
it would have been amazing because god damn it, I had my head candy.
I think the film almost does take place for like a whole year.
Maybe a year, right?
Yeah, because you see a lot of like everything growing on her throughout the time.
Yeah.
And then the robot, the evil robot, also says we've been like wondering what happened to these robots for a
robot
long time,
cargos,
for quite some time.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping that would be years and years and years because I think it would have been one of funny moments that the beaver who was basically, you know, who destroyed the dam, because I did like that kind of joke.
Mhm.
Like that's the thing that destroyed my dam. I don't know if you heard it.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it'd been like better if like like something with like that's the thing that like my uncle grandpappy talked about destroyed my dam or something. It would have been funny for me at least to talk about like an ancient thing destroying things around, and that's why they were like scared of that thing. But whatever. But either way, I do enjoy that kind of thing of the language thing because that's why what made her very unique because she broke her, what was it?
Her code, she kept decoding everything.
Yeah,
They're
because
rewriting her program.
and why do they need that though?
What?
Why do they need like her programming, like the humans, I guess? Like,
So-
is it something to improve the other robots? I feel like the other
Oh,
robots
for
are
sure.
just
Well,
It's
I
more
mean-
to limit themselves to the task they're supposed to do. I feel like.
You can't have too much of a smart robot.
I
That's
guess.
where our
If
AI
it-
becomes too
Yeah, if it's like
intelligent.
a home, like I don't know, just like a home device to do little.
Think of it as a
like,
vacuum or a
yeah,
Roomba.
but they can't have it.
You can't have your
thinking for
Roomba start
itself.
making you fucking dinner and then fucking scrubbing the floor with its brushes.
Okay, maybe you guys got a point. So
Well, yeah.
I just want to know like what would they do with her memories or whatever
Well,
programming
they would
they got.
Oh.
examine it for science, most likely.
Yeah.
It's the same thing what we do currently with everything we find.
They just want to see what exactly took place to make her become, because it could be replicatable. They could take her code and improve with it.
They could
or
use it for the
fix-
future. If they
Yeah.
wanted, even they could go to interstellar stuff with that. Underground, underwater. It's basically endless knowledge that thing has.
Yeah. Of
And
course.
it adapts constantly if it's rewriting its program.
Yeah.
That's the terrifying thing.
Yeah. So obviously, a battle takes place, right? After when, she finally decides to leave and she was ready to go because the baby ducky didn't want to say I love you, or, I guess they didn't want to meet each other for some reason. Is that what she basically
She
thought?
saw that he was happy and thought there's no point in me saying anything or reconnecting, because he should just live his life.
Which is what the fox said earlier, don't get too attached to.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, they both wanted to, so she should have just went and
Just do
greeted
it. Right?
him. But yeah, she just thought she wants everything that's better for him, and she feels like her involvement in his life just hinders him, and that he would be happier with his own kind. So she decides to just leave.
She thought of it as a logical way, but also
Yeah.
was starting to feel.
Yeah.
So, which is, that feeling is what kept her there in the island.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where we meet our nemesis robot. What was it, like tentacle monster thing?
I don't know what the hell it's called.
That collects data and basically
Yeah.
was very excited to meet her. Like she
Yeah.
really was.
Yeah,
I
well,
was
they
like,
they
"Oh, this
programmed
is-"
her. That's why that way.
I know. I kind of loved it because she was energetic. She was like
Yeah.
happy just to see
Yeah.
her. Like,
I just
we
liked
lost
it.
you. Now we found you again.
Like, believe me, I'm neutral.
Like
To
liar.
this.
Yeah, she was like. It reminds me of the Wall-E. You know how that
Yeah.
robot with the wheel. And
Yeah.
I was just like, this is amazing. It kind of reminded me of that, but with more expression on it.
Yeah.
So it was pretty fun seeing her at least, and kind of having that kind of nemesis with it. And of course, we brought out the Death Machine robots, who basically took on the wild forest animals, and they managed to outperform them. Basically, beat their asses
Yeah.
back to submissions, and they won. They absolutely won.
But
And
then
I
you had
get-
the fire.
yeah, and then this is when the part she started pressing self-destructs, and everybody was dying left and right.
Fuck yeah, I know. Fucking caused the whole ass forest fire.
Yeah, exactly. Which I thought it was shooting missiles from the ship at first,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. It was just from the robot's self-destruct. That's what I thought. And I love it how this went over my head because I forgot that Beaver was doing something to the tree,
Yeah.
and they were just calling him a loser and basically saying like your project is not going to do anything. At first, I thought so too, but until they went back to it, because the only way to stop the fire is by creating a
big
beaver
ass
dam. Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of wondering. It's like, could you imagine if he keep doing that, and he actually succeeds? I could just imagine the other forest animals still down there. Would he just not kill everybody?
Well, but it seems like he didn't give a shit at the time.
Yeah.
They all didn't care about each other.
Okay, that makes sense. See, so I was just wondering, if he did succeed at one point, every one of those animals are gonna die.
Yeah, well, like again, like it's in their nature, their programming, as Ross kept saying. They
Yeah,
do that. They build dams.
yeah, that tree was gonna kill everybody.
Oh,
Not just the tree, but the whole river.
he was gonna kill half the population
Yeah.
already.
Like screw you. Like I loved it.
He
but-
talked about murder. He's about to commit one.
Yeah, I like it too. So either way, those like one of those funny moments that I did enjoy, and it just kind of performed in my head. Like I could just imagine if he succeeded earlier on.
A day
Like
too
he would have
early.
wiped out everybody, including the robot, maybe. Not the robot, but at least some of the population. And yeah, I know. So, but it was just one of those funny things. How about you guys? Do you guys love the humor here, or not so much?
Yeah, it was cute.
I thought it was adorable, and some of it was a little surprising. Like a lot of them being killed was a little bit more surprising than anything.
I thought for sure they were gonna go that far, like because remember how one of the possum babies died, and she's like, "Oh, I lost a possum, so I only had to take care of 6." Like I was like, "Oh god, they actually killed a little baby possum off the screen."
No, he didn't. He came back.
Yeah, I know he
Which
came
way
back
off, yeah.
afterwards, and I was like, "Oh, they didn't go that far."
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, no. So it's just one of those scenes, and of course, there's like more scenes to it. Of course, like the thing that I kind of had issues with a little bit with, like her saving everybody with that biggest winter ever, I guess, that was gonna kill everybody. And I kind of was like, it was kind of hard to buy because I was like, aren't these animals supposed to be used to these kind of conditions?
It was
No,
one of the
but
coldest.
it was like the coldest winter they've had. I know some animals do die, but I think what they're trying to show, and it's kind of subtle, is like the Earth had like global warming, and then Earth is starting to get colder.
Did they explain that in
Probably.
the movie, or they?
I
never
mean,
said it?
just from like shots of it being post-apocalyptic and like humans kind of destroyed the Earth, it seems like. I don't think they wanted it to be too preachy on that part, but that's what would
they're kind of
happen
implying,
is that we would get like an ice age. So I think probably it was a extremely cold winter or something. I'm assuming.
Yeah, okay. So okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I'll
I
bite.
don't know.
I'll take a chunk out of that. So why not?
Oh,
So, and of course, she was, saving everybody, especially the fish that tried killing her kid.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess, fine. Like, isn't it just gonna freeze all over again? I'm just saying.
Eventually.
Yeah, well,
She saved it just
It's
so it
like-
could go back into the water just to die again.
it's like the igloo is Noah's Ark.
Oh,
Yeah.
They saved all
It
the
is Noah's Ark, basically.
animals. They gotta go in
Two of a
back in
kind.
every year.
See, what I thought she was gonna do is grab like a bucket of water and then put that fish in the water to take it with her into the fire, but nah. But nah, she just let it back into the water. That'll probably freeze again. So I'm like, all right. Well, like that.
Yeah,
whatever.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. So either way, what happens next, boy? After when they fought that robot thing and the duckies broke into the little ship.
Well, Roz got taken.
Yep.
And they wiped her memory, or they took her memories. One or the other.
But she saved her memories in a different spot.
The
she
heart, right?
reprogrammed herself.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, she put it in her head because she took her whole heart out.
Oh.
Remember?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's
She put
right.
that
That's
in
right.
there.
It
Yeah,
was
so
the-
she moved her storage into her head.
It
or
was like the
something.
little ball thing. Remember that she pushes inside,
Oh.
and he
Yeah.
he pushed it back inside. before
Aren't
he
the
hugged her.
humans just gonna retake every little cranny of parts off? I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Like every little thing. I don't think that's gonna protect you if you just move it somewhere else in the body.
Maybe she put it in her her actual internal. I don't know, but she put it
Let's-
somewhere where she said that they can't find it. So that's what she thinks. I don't know.
So, say I was hoping that she created a virus that it went to the system, and then
I
maybe
mean,
that.
She could probably do that.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe.
be real.
Yeah, at that
it's
point, right?
it's you have a robot, an artificial
Intelligent,
intelligence already reprogramming, changing the way it thinks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe I'm diving to. This is probably the second movie, so yeah, if there is one. So if they're gonna explain that, if ever, but yeah. So after when they technically saved the day, they hugged the baby ducky. What's a baby ducky called again?
Bright Bill.
Rosling, because it's a duckling,
Bright.
but
Bill.
it's
His name is Bright.
but he's also Rosling because
Rosling.
he's a ling of Ross,
So,
like a duckling.
but he could be eaten, right?
Yeah.
What? I don't even know. So yeah, Rosling basically.
or Brightburn, yeah, Rosling, Brightburn, yeah.
Yeah, Brightburn, whatever.
Bright
The
Bill.
baby
Bright
ducky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brightburn, that was a horror movie. Never mind.
So yeah, either way, he managed to save the mother robot. They hugged it out. They said, "I love you," and we'll never be apart again. But obviously, guess what? She went back. The forest was on fire, or not anymore. Like half of it was damaged.
Yeah.
And obviously, she said, "I had to go because obviously they're just gonna keep on coming." This is just the first wave. There's going to be a second one, and then a third one, and a fourth one. But everybody wants to keep fighting. And obviously everybody thinks that they could keep on going. But
Yeah.
they're not going to keep this up.
That's why she
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, that's why she had to leave. And I do think that it was kind of heartwarming there. Like how... Like, I was kind of surprised that she was actually leaving.
Yeah.
I thought
was
the
a
humans were going to just give up and just like, you know what? We just lost a robot. I don't care.
little- For real.
Like, we could build more, but I guess they really want that Pacific robot. It's like, we just lost a unit. I don't want to go back there with my other units.
I mean, knowing humans, data is very important to people. So
yeah, but they'll be like, there's a bear there. Maybe there's like hundreds of bears.
Think of it this way:
Yeah.
an alien ship crashes. You want that technology as bad as ever. You'll keep on deploying how many people you can until you get it.
Well, didn't they technically lost a ship thing?
Exactly, but that's my point. They're gonna keep coming back
Oh, okay, fine.
because now there's even more curiosity. How did we lose a whole unit?
But yeah, it's one of those movies that people should go out and see it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have fun with your family. With kids especially, they're gonna love this film. Even parents, they might love and connect with this film as well because it does show a lot of like heartwarming strings. They're very attached with this, so they're definitely gonna like it. So I don't think no one's gonna come out hating this film.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, obviously I do have nitpicks, but it's just nitpicks. And it just slowed down the movie for me. There is still some things that they could improve on, and I'm pretty sure, it's gonna get better over time.
Yeah.
If when the second one, or if they decide making even a third one, if they really want to go that far.
Well, I mean, so far I think they could do it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody loves this film so far that we saw it.
I mean, you got Shrek 2. You like Shrek 2. You like Puss in Boots 2.
Yeah. So either way, go ahead, boy. Final conclusions. Go ahead.
Bright Bill went back over there, gave her a little hug, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, they go back into, I guess everybody once a year they come together in, I guess, winter to read the story of the wild robot.
Yeah, Roz.
Oh.
Which was nice. It kind of reminds me, well, it is kind of from the illustrated book that they were reading from the wild robot. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So it is kind of interesting. They're paying tribute to that author.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. So that was pretty nice. I like those parts. So yeah, how about you, Ocean? What do you think?
Yeah, it was a really good movie. I liked it. It was pretty. I liked all the ideas. Hopefully Roz gets back into the wild and be a wild robot again. Because she said she was going to come back. She'll find her way back.
Technically, she doesn't really have to because she still sees her baby Goosey. But whatever. She's going to eventually go back.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to be a slave.
She don't know that.
She's discovering that.
Yeah.
She's going to learn it either way.
Yeah,
as soon as she goes into those archives.
She don't get tired. No.
As soon as she learns about Christopher Columbus.
Like, what the hell? No. Like, that was a thing back then. At that point, the technology had been so advanced. At that point, there'll be other people inspired by different stuff. So who knows? Because they don't ever say like anything like what year it was, right?
No.
They
It's
kept it.
postmodern.
Yeah, they kept it vague.
I was hoping they'd be in space, but no.
Aliens didn't give us the technology yet.
Well, I was hoping that humans found that technology, but I guess they'll be like, we don't want them to be like Wall-E. So, yep, everything is pretty good. Love it or hate it. I'm pretty sure people are going to come out of this enjoying the film. I'm pretty sure it's going to do a lot better than the Joker. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of the best animation of this year, Joker, for sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be better than Transformers. It's going to be better than most of the animations that even came out this year, especially from DreamWorks. Because I think they definitely needed a win.
They did need this win.
Yeah, so this is one of their big winners of the year, and I'm pretty sure it could be nominated to be one of the best animations of this year.
Likewise.
Yeah, it could. There was the trailer for that other movie. What was it? With the cat? And I don't think they talk.
Oh.
That movie looks really
You
good
wrote it
too.
down.
Yeah.
No, or did you put... No, there's... After, when we're done with this, there's another movie that's coming out, I think.
So maybe that one, because that one, it won at Cannes, I think? Something like that. One of the film festivals. I saw the little logo.
We'll find out.
But that one looks like it will be pretty good too, so we'll see.
How dare you ruin my send-off, okay? All right. So yeah, go ahead and watch this film. If if you have kids, take them with you. They're gonna love this. If you want an hour to relax, this is the movie. All right. Well, that's all we got for you guys. We will see you guys in the next movie review. All right. Later. Bye-bye.